Velko. Velko will rise for three. That one through. So Devin Velko with 13 points here in this first quarter. As here's Northwestern Ohio trying to bring it across now. Chloe Andrew. Kim McGee has it. Top of the key over to Jada Haynes. Haynes cornered. Back to McGee. McGee out to Andrew. Andrew, she wants to shoot it from there, and that shot off the mark. Rebound comes right to Haynes, though. Uses the ball fake to go by. Shot too strong, and Weiss brings that one home. Tobel in transition now. Andrews meets her. Over to Velko. Velko will rise for three. That one no good. Taya Bell saves it, but it will come to Maddie Beck, who brings it in near midcourt. Velko for three. That one bouncing around. No. Fielder had the rebound, and I believe she was fouled. So the foul was on Taya Bell. It's her second. It looks like Tori Lennertz is coming back into the game. She'll come back in for Chloe Andrew. So it'll be Tobel to inbound here. Into Maddie Beck. Beck for three. That one off the mark, and Taya Bell has the rebound. Aaron Scott will push in transition now for the Racers. They trail it by 6, 28-22. Bell, and that one's going to go out of bounds, and it was deflected off of Maddie Beck, and now Delaney Bowles will check in for Beck. 8:39 to go here, first quarter. Northwestern Ohio coming into this game in 8th place in the WAC. Rochester in a tie with a couple of other teams for 7th. Scott gets a screen. Leonard's corner. Here's Bell for three. That one too strong. Battle for the rebound underneath, and it comes eventually to Haynes, and we are going to get a foul. And it looks like we're going to go in the opposite direction. I think that one was on Jada Haynes. And it was on Haynes. So 28-22. Velko, and we are going to get an over and back call as Tobel, and it looked like Velko was across. She caught it across, but the official near midcourt believed otherwise, and it will be a Rochester turnover. 8:15 to go, just underway here in the second quarter. Warriors with a 6-point lead. Here's Scott. Scott kicks it. Leonard's for three from the corner. That one off the mark, and the rebound comes down to Velko. Velko brings it across. Crossover dribble now over to Tobel. Tobel will rise for three. That one left short, and it will go out of bounds. Nearly. Velko saved it into Lauren Weiss. Weiss, that one taken away by Bell. Ahead to Scott. Aaron Scott in transition now. Drops it off a trailing Leonard's. Leonard's shot. That one rims out, and then Tobel brings in that rebound. Velko across the timeline now. Velko kicks it. Weiss over to Tobel. Nope, it's taken away by Taya Bell. Taya Bell is all alone, and she will convert at the rim. And now we are going to get a timeout here from Garth Pleasant Arena. Right now, the Rochester Warriors with a 28-24 lead, but it's been back and forth action, and that timeout is going to be called by Northwestern Ohio. It's a 30-second timeout, so Northwestern Ohio coming into this one at 6-13 on the year. They will head to Lawrence Tech in nearby Southfield on Wednesday night, and for them, they're hoping, obviously, that that's on the heels of a win. For Rochester, they have a couple of road games coming up after this. Next up, it'll be Indiana Tech on Wednesday. And then a week from today, they will be at U of M Dearborn for a matchup with the Wolverines. So 7:22 remaining here in the second quarter from Garth Pleasant Arena. Early on, Devin Velko has been the story for Rochester. She has 13 first half points. As Velko, Kaiser, Fielder, Bowles, the four, along with Velko for Rochester, is we have a meeting at the scorer's table. Official trying to determine how much time should be put on the clock. And it looks like we are set to resume play. Everything's are good to go. We get some applause from the Northwestern Ohio bench. 28-24 your score. Tobel will bring it across here for Rochester. They double her as she crosses midcourt. She swings it over to Velko. Back to Tobel, and that one going to be taken away. McGee ahead to Lennertz. Lennertz over to Bell. Swings it corner. Haynes for three. That one through. Jada Haynes buries the three. She now has 7 with exactly 7 minutes to go. 28-27 your score. A lot of offense here from Garth Pleasant Arena. It's another takeaway for the Racers. Lennertz thought about pulling up. Gets it to Aaron Scott. Scott guarded well by Tobel underneath. Back out to Haynes. How about another one? That one through. Jada Haynes with 2 straight triples on consecutive possessions. And now the Racers have their first lead of the game at 30-28. Inside to Delaney Bowles. Tobel. Guarded by Haynes. John McGinty, he's animated over on that bench. Tobel trying to respond with a 3 of her own, and she does. Lexi Tobel buries the 3. She now with 8 points in the game. 6:08 to go here. Second quarter. Aaron Scott over to Bell. Bell into the lane. Pulls up from the elbow. That one way off. Bowles had it on the catch. Dropped it right off for Tobel. Tobel pushing. Swings it over to Kaiser. Corner. Velko will try another 3. That one rims out. And then inside, McGee had the rebound. And we are going to get a foul on Delaney Bowles as she was battling for that rebound. So Bowles comes out, or Tobel comes out, excuse me. Into the game is Shemaya Butler. Maddie Beck also back into the game as Tobel and Fielder check out. So 2 team fouls on Northwestern Ohio, 1 on Rochester. 31-30 is your score. Aaron Scott with the basketball for the Racers. Going off that screen, kicks it, Haynes, corner 3. That one through. Jada Haynes with 13 first half points. And they lead at 33-31. 3 threes from Haynes here in the second quarter. Velko over to Beck. That one easily taken away. That was swiped by Alyssa Murray, the native of Novi. Scott in transition over to Chloe Andrew. Her 3, and she knew it. She knew it was good. It's another triple for Chloe Andrew. A barrage of 3-pointers in this game for Northwestern Ohio. And coming into the game, if there was one area where Northwestern Ohio had a distinct advantage, Northwestern Ohio, they're 4th in 3-point percentage in the WAC. 1st in made threes. Rochester is 9th in defending the 3. And Northwestern Ohio, they've taken advantage of that here early. Take this opportunity to let you know this broadcast is brought to you by Chief Financial Credit Union. Home ownership is one of the biggest decisions you will make. Let Chief Financial Credit Union take the anxiety out of the mortgage process. From pre-approval to getting qualified and through closing, they will be with you every step of the way. Chief Financial takes the time to discuss your personal profile and determine which lending program is right for your needs. Discover a different mortgage experience at your hometown credit union, Chief Financial Credit Union. So all of a sudden here, Northwestern Ohio with their largest lead at 36-31. Rochester led it by 6 seemingly moments ago. It was a 28-22 game, but a 14-3 run from there, led by 3 triples from Jada Haynes in this second quarter. And now Rochester on their heels a little bit. And if you remember back on Wednesday night, it was also that second quarter where things got away from Rochester. They were outscored 25-5 in the second quarter against Siena Heights. And so Brent Winchner probably calling a good timeout here to kind of get things together. Still 5:11 to go in this second quarter. A ton of points. Already 36 on the Racers side and already 31 on the side for Rochester. So Velko will walk it up over to Butler. And that one's going to be knocked out of bounds. Aaron Scott was over there. She deflected it with 5:01 to go here in the first half of action. It'll be Shea Kaiser to inbound. Kaiser, a Lapeer High School graduate. That one thrown to Beck. Back to Beck. 1-3-1 here from the Racers. Kaiser over to Butler. Butler was looking for Bowles inside. It wasn't there. She threw the pass anyway, but we'll get a kickball, and it will stay with Rochester. So it'll be Butler to inbound. She's on the floor with Kaiser. Beck, and Valco gets that one off the inbound, goes straight up, and we will get a foul on Taya Bell. So Kim McGee coming to the scorer's table, as is Shelby Moorhead. And Taya Bell and Alyssa Murray go out. So here's Velko at the line. First free throw up, that one good. Velko, a 79.7% free throw shooter, so essentially 80%. Second free throw, up, that one good. So Velko is able to get them both. Big first half for her here from Garth Pleasant Arena. I'm David Hughes joining you today on the Rochester Sports Network. First of a double header, women's and men's action. As here's Kim McGee, puts it on the floor, out to Andrew. Andrew thought about a little step back there. She likes to shoot it. Here's McGee working against Bowles. That one swung cross court. Did it deflect off of Delaney Bowles? The officials, they're trying to decide themselves. We still don't have a call. Aaron Scott goes under the basket as to inbound, and it's going to be Rochester ball. So didn't look like the officials really knew as that one happened in real time. Tough to tell from up here. And they went with what I presume to be their best guess. So 36-33. Racers leading this one. Maddie Beck. Kaiser for three in the tie. That one through. A big three there from Shea Kaiser. And we are deadlocked now at 36. A little over 4 to go here in the second quarter. Aaron Scott will walk it across for Northwestern Ohio. Jada Haynes, 3 made threes all in this second quarter. Here's McGee working against Bowles. Back out Andrew, a deep three. That one a little short. Rebound comes right to Bowles. Velko pushing now for the Warriors, and she lost the handle, regains control. And now Rochester sets up their half-court offense. Kaiser with Haynes playing a little bit off of her. Now Shamaya Butler kicks out to Kaiser. Kaiser, another three attempt. That one off the back heel. Aaron Scott, the little point guard, able to sky for that rebound, and then we are going to get a foul called on Rochester. That one was on Shea Kaiser. Substitutions as Shelby Moorhead and Chloe Andrew go out, as do Kim McGee and Jada Haynes. Into the game for the first time today, Rania Orpo, number 23. Taylor Washington, number 25. Also in there, number 11, Alyssa Murray. And number 20, Tori Lennertz. Here's Aaron Scott. She remains in the game. Lennertz, and she's going to be fouled. That's going to be another one on Kaiser. That'll be the third team foul on Rochester. So both teams still with 1 to give. Lexi Tobel going to come into the game for Kaiser. Lauren Weiss also going to check. Never mind. She was out onto the floor, and then she comes back. So it'll be Scott here to inbound. Lennertz thought about it, puts it on the floor, and she tried to swing it in the corner for Aaron Scott, but it's taken away. Now Tobel crossing midcourt for Rochester. Velko, left wing. Lennertz playing a little bit off her. Now inside to Delaney Bowles. Bowles up with it, counted in the foul. A good, strong finish from Delaney Bowles. Aaron Scott came down to help, but it didn't matter. Bowles goes up with it and puts it in, plus the foul. Foul was on Aaron Scott. So Bowles gives Rochester the lead once again, 38-36, 2:52 to go here in the second quarter. Free throws up. That one rattles home for Delaney Bowles. Bowles now with 7 points here in the first half. Washington over to Scott. Scott drops it off for Tori Lennertz. Orpo inside. There's Alyssa Murray. Back out to Rania Orpo. Orpo kicks out Lennertz for three from the right wing. That one misses off to the left. Maddie Beck brings down that rebound along the baseline. She will push it here now for Rochester, and that one behind Bulls, and it's a turnover for Rochester. Aaron Scott pushing it now the other way. She's going to be blocked at the rim by Lexi Tobles. Clean, according to the official, that was right under the basket. As now it looks like Jada Haynes is going to come back into the game. She'll come in for number 25, Taylor Washington. So it'll be Scott to inbound. That one lobbed into Murray. Murray, that one intended for Leonards, and now Beck inside Butler. Butler uses the right hand going left side, and we are going to get a blocking foul called on Jada Haynes. So that is the 5th team foul, but it is a shooting foul anyway, and Shemaya Butler will be heading to the line to shoot a pair. Looks like Brooke Fielder coming to the scorer's table. She'll check in with 2:05 to go here in the second quarter. Delaney Bowles will come out, and Kim McGee coming in for number 11, Alyssa Murray. So Butler at the line to shoot 2. First free throw is up, and that one through for the junior Shemaya Butler. Butler filled up the stat sheet in that game against Siena Heights. He had 6 points, 3 rebounds, 2 steals, and 2 assists as she buries both of the free throws. Taylor Washington checks back into the game for Jada Haynes. 41-36 your score. Rochester with a 5-point lead. Rania Orpo over to Washington. Bounces it. Leonard, skip pass over to Aaron Scott. She will shoot the 3. That one a little bit too strong. Velko has the rebound. Scott down on the other end of the court. Shemaya Butler up with it. Lay-in will fall home. So Shemaya Butler with a quick 4. Aaron Scott was a little slow getting up after that 3-point attempt, and it created a 5-on-4 situation for Rochester, and they're able to take advantage. So the lead back up to 7 for the Warriors. That matches their largest lead of the game. The Racers had a short-lived 2-point lead, but since that timeout that Wichner took, when it was 36-31, a 12-0 run. Scott trying to stop that here, and she does. Aaron Scott buries the 3. That makes it 43-39 with 1:25 left, and we are going to get a 30-second timeout called here by Northwestern Ohio. And I'll take this opportunity to tell you this broadcast is brought to you by Chief Financial Credit Union. Since it was established in 1941, Chief Financial Credit Union has made helping people its priority. From checking accounts that pay you awesome rewards like 5% interest or 2% cash back on purchases to credit cards that give back to community partners like the Rochester University Visa. Chief Financial Credit Union offers products that benefit you and your community. Check out the credit union difference at your hometown credit union, Chief Financial. So 43-39 your score here after the Aaron Scott made 3 a moment ago. 1:25 remaining as Rochester looking to finish this first half strong. A 12-0 run after Northwestern Ohio had taken the 5-point lead, and Rochester took a timeout. A made 3 there though from the Racers to end that run. Shot off the mark. Butler has the rebound, up with it off glass and in. How about Shemaya Butler with 6 first half points here, averaging just 2.3 points a game on the year and 6 here in this second quarter. Weiss will come in for Maddie Beck. It looks like Rania Orpo will check in for Alyssa Murray, and Tori Leonards will come back in. A lot of substitutions for both of these teams here in the first half. Chloe Andrew has also checked back in for the Racers. 1:14 to go here, second quarter. That free throw off back iron. So 45-39, a 90-plus point pace right now for the Warriors. Here's Scott, up with it. Crafty move inside, and Aaron Scott now has scored 5 straight for the Racers. 45-41. Lexi Tobel calling for someone to come to the ball. She gets it to Weiss in the corner. Weiss over to Velko, and it goes off Velko and out of bounds. So it will be Racers basketball with 49-7. Aaron Scott will slowly bring it across here for the Racers. Scott back over to Leonards. Scott calling for a screen. Hands off to Tori Leonards. Leonards for three. That one will rim out. And it's taken away by Lexi Tobel. Scott nearly had it. We are going to get a held ball. The possession arrow will favor Rochester. So they can hold for the last shot if they would like now, 45-41, but still a lot of time on the clock with 28.8 to go. And head coach John McGinty, he's not happy. Taylor Washington comes to the scorers table, as will Shelby Moorhead. And as we've seen from McGinty, at least in this first half here, he substitutes fast and furiously. And now Alyssa Murray will come back into the game for Tori Leonards. Leonards not happy about it. 28.8 to go. A couple of teams fighting to cement their spot, as now we are going to get a whistle. Just a second gone by, and the official noticed that shot clock was turned on. She'll come over and, I believe, make sure that it gets turned off with just 28.8 to go. So Butler, Velko, Fielder, Tobel, and Weiss, the five on the floor for Rochester to close the half. 45-41 your score here from Garth Pleasant Arena, as these two teams, like I mentioned earlier, both coming off losses on Wednesday. It was Northwestern Ohio. They lost 72-57 to Aquinas College. And then Rochester hosting number 19 Siena Heights here in a game that was never really close. They trailed at 42-20 at the half, ended up losing 83-69. Good game here, though, 45-41. A ton of scoring in this first half. 15 seconds remain. Shot clock. It is on. There's about a 0.45 second difference. Here's Butler on the shot. She got it to go. Shamaya Butler. 8 first half points for Butler, and the Racers will not get a shot up. So 47 first half for Rochester. How about Shamaya Butler in that second quarter, scoring 8? And the score as we head to halftime, 47-41, as you are watching Rochester University women's basketball on the Rochester Sports Network.
Is one of the big. Let Chief Financial Credit Union take the anxiety out of the mortgage process. Chief Financial takes the time to discuss your personal profile and determine which lending program is right for your needs with the lowest rate possible. From pre-approval, getting qualified, through closing, we will be with you every step of the way. Discover a different mortgage experience with Chief Financial Credit Union.
Rochester's natural beauty is integrated across the municipalities, businesses, and universities in the region.
When we talk about Rochester University, one of the things that I'm fond of saying is we really aspire to be Rochester's university. There aren't many institutions like ours that offer the opportunity to connect to such a vibrant community. To be connected so closely to this community is a pretty remarkable opportunity. We're in an environment where there are a lot of opportunities from which students can choose as they're trying to decide the college and university they want to attend, and the fact that we're located here is a great benefit for students. They're walking distance from an amazing downtown.
I've probably visited almost every spot down there. If you name a spot, I've probably been to it. So I love to eat, I love to walk around doing sightseeing. There's so many beautiful sights around here.
And the campus today is beautiful. It goes right down to the Clinton River, and it's a gorgeous campus to walk.
So the campus life is awesome. The teachers are amazing here. They email you, they stay on you because they care about you.
After 60 years, Rochester College changed its name to Rochester University.
University sort of captures it a little better now than what college did, so we made that change to reflect the growth and the changes of the institution, not only in the last 4 or 5 years, but also what we anticipate further changes and further growth in the days to come.
It grew up to be Rochester College, and now they have so many programs there. They've really become into that university status, and it's fun to welcome Rochester University to our town as our newest, but they've been here for 50 or 60 years, and they're still doing a wonderful job educating our students.
From the first time they open their eyes, through every step in training, Leader Dogs are meant for greatness. Every Leader Dog from Leader Dogs for the Blind is a chance to give someone who's visually impaired their independence back. Which is why we have partnered with this great organization to bring you the Leader Dogs for the Blind Visa from Chief Financial. With it, every transaction you make gives back to Leader Dogs for the Blind. Help give the gift of freedom and apply for the Leader Dog Visa from Chief Financial today.
Home ownership is one of the biggest decisions you will make. Let Chief Financial Credit Union take the anxiety out of the mortgage process. Chief Financial takes the program is right for your needs with the lowest rate possible. From pre-approval, getting qualified, through closing, we will be with you every step of the way. Discover a different mortgage experience with Chief Financial Credit Union.
Are you ready to become more, to do more, to unlock your life's potential? We're ready too. Rochester University can help you learn new skills, build your faith, and discover a world of possibilities. We're a supportive, caring community of achievers working to become the best at what we do and to create a better world. RU offers 24 traditional and accelerated degree programs, so wherever your dreams are leading you, RU can help you get there. When you want to go places, you belong here. Rochester University.
Ownership is one of the biggest decisions you will make. Let Chief Financial Credit Union take the anxiety out of the mortgage process. Chief Financial takes the time to rate possible. From pre-approval, getting qualified, through closing, we will be with you every step of the way. Discover a different mortgage experience with Chief Financial Credit Union.
Rochester's natural beauty is integrated across the municipalities, businesses, and universities in the region.
When we talk about Rochester University, one of the things that I'm fond of saying
is one of the biggest decisions you will make. Let Chief Financial Credit Union take the anxiety out of the mortgage process. Chief Financial takes the time to discuss your personal profile and determine which lending program is right for your needs with the lowest rate possible.
Well, here's Bell. Cross-court feed to Leonards. Leonards back to Scott, who crosses midcourt. Aaron Scott, guarded by Shea Kaiser. Scott into the lane using that screen from McGee. Shot too strong. Bowles able to haul that one in. Under 3.5 to go now, third quarter. Velko over to Weiss. Weiss, Leonards playing off of her. And now we are going to get a foul, and it's going to be on Tori Leonards. And if it is, Leonards was guarding the ball. That's her fourth, and she knows it. She's immediately coming to the bench. Back into the game is Shelby Moorhead. So McGinty electing to play Leonards with those 3 fouls, and she picks up her fourth. Still 3:16 to go in the third quarter. Leonards, this team's leading scorer, so that's certainly a big deal for them. As you wonder how long really Northwestern Ohio can go without her on the floor. Weiss missed the first free throw. Second one is off back iron, but the rebound came to Beck, and a lot of contact. No call, but here comes Scott the other way. 9-point lead. Aaron Scott working against Devin Velko. Up with it. Did a nice job creating space with her body without committing an offensive foul, but she couldn't convert. Velko ahead now for the Warriors. Velko over to Beck. Beck trying to drive baseline, and she had it partially blocked, but we are going to get a foul. There were a few racers in the area. We await. And the foul was on Alyssa Murray. So second foul on Murray. She'll come out. Back into the game goes Kim McGee. Kim McGee is out there playing with 3 fouls. So here's Maddie Beck at the line. First free throw is up, and that is good. So Maddie Beck, 5 for 5 from the line today. One more free throw. That one up. That one is also good. So Maddie Beck, 6 of 6 from the line, and the Rochester Warriors now matching their largest lead, leading at 60-49 with 2:55 remaining here in the third quarter. I'm David Hughes joining you on the Rochester Sports Network for this midseason WAC game as both teams try to compete for standing in the conference. The story, I think, today here for Rochester has certainly been Devin Velko. She has 22 points to this point to lead all scorers, and that was coming off of a tougher performance the other night against Siena Heights, but she's responded in a game that Rochester certainly needs with 22 here as we approach the end of the third quarter. Right now, the story for Northwestern Ohio, a lot of players in foul trouble. Jada Haynes has 4. Tori Leonards has 4. That is 2 of their starters. Kim McGee right now is out there playing with 3, essentially out of necessity. Leonards picked up her fourth, just a couple of minutes ago. And as she came to the bench, John McGinty was not happy with her. So we'll see how long they can afford to keep her on that bench as the deficit is now 11 points. Rochester leading at 60-49. As I mentioned, it matches their largest lead of the game as the Racers had cut it to a 5-point deficit. It was 52-47, but since then, an 8-2 run to create some separation again between Rochester and the Racers here. So 2:55 remaining third quarter. Back from the timeout, Leonards is back into the game. She's playing with 4 fouls. McGee's in there. She's playing with 3. No Jada Haynes. She has 4. She picked that up in the second quarter. Andrew over to Scott. Handoff Tori Leonards. Leonards gets a screen from McGee. Bull switches on her. That one thrown over to Taya Bell. Bell working her way into the paint. Shot way off. Comes right to Bulls, and then Taya Bell is going to pick up a foul. And it's been that kind of day for Northwestern Ohio, as that's going to be the 4th on Taya Bell, and it was inadvertent contact as she ran into Delaney Bulls after Delaney Bulls caught it. It didn't even look like she saw her. Jada Haynes is going to come in for Chloe Andrew. So Jada Haynes out there playing with 4 fouls. Taya Bell out there playing with 4 fouls, as is Tori Leonards. Bulls at the line. Free throw up, that one short. 60-49 your score. Bulls today with 9 points. Second free throw rattles home, give her double figures. 12-point lead for the Warriors. Under 2.5 to go here, third quarter. Leonards nearly drugged that foot. Scott crosses midcourt. She will take it all the way herself. Lefty lay-in, very little resistance there from the Rochester defense. Aaron Scott has 7, and now the lead 10 for Rochester. Velko, doubled. Bounced over to Lauren Weiss. Weiss back to Devin Velko. Now Shea Kaiser. Back to Velko. Velko will try the 3. That one rims out, and the rebound is deflected to McGee. Scott in transition now. Scott over Haynes. Corner 3. This would be her 4th, and she buries it. Jada Haynes just having checked back into the game. She nails her 4th three-pointer of the game, and just like that, the Racers within 7. Weiss uses a ball fake to go baseline, goes right at the rim, and we are going to get an offensive foul called on Rochester. That's the first foul on Lauren Weiss. I'll take an opportunity to wipe that floor down right under the basket. So Lexi Tobel back into the game for Shea Kaiser. It looks like Shemaya Butler is into the game for Lauren Weiss. 5 on the floor for the Racers. Aaron Scott, Tori Leonards, Kim McGee, Jada Haynes, and Taya Bell. So it'll be Scott to inbound here. Leonards back to Scott. Bell. Leonards will cross midcourt, swings it to McGee. 1:20 to go, third quarter. Racers trailed by just 12 a moment ago. Now down by just 7 with the basketball. Inside to Leonards. Leonards up with it off glass and in. Leonards now into double figures with 10 points. 1:05 to go here, third quarter. And Velko nearly walked with it. Leonards will deflect it out of bounds. McGinty wanted that traveling call on Devin Velko. 5-point game. 7-0 run here for Northwestern Ohio. Velko, Bowles over to Lexi Tobel. Tobel back into Bowles. Bowles tried to spin, lost it, but it came right to Maddie Beck, who put it up and in. 8 points today for Maddie Beck now. Kim McGee, overhead pass to Jada Haynes. Haynes has 16. Scott controls now. 37 seconds remaining here, third quarter. Scott will get a screen from McGee. Over to Leonards. Leonards swings it, cross court. Jada Haynes for 3. That one through. Jada Haynes is locked in right now. Her 5th made 3 of the game. She has 19 points. Shot clock turned off, 12 seconds. Rochester ball, they lead it by just 4. Tobel had it taken away in the corner. Bell gets it into Aaron Scott. 5 seconds to go. Northwestern Ohio. Haynes, this would be her 6-3. Shot up, counted, and the foul. Jada Haynes will have an opportunity for a 4-point play. 22 points through 3 quarters. And an opportunity to tie this game. We'll see if they put any time back on the clock. The buzzer sounded after the whistle. And it looks like that'll be the end of the third quarter as Haynes will have an untimed free throw. Jada Haynes with 6 3-pointers. She's 6 of 7. And no, they will put 1.2 on the clock. Yeah, that foul came right before the buzzer sounded. It looked like there was definitely some time left. So Jada Haynes with an opportunity to convert a 4-point play at the close of the third quarter. Haynes takes a couple of dribbles. Free throw up. Good. We are tied. 1.2 to go. A 4-point play from Jada Haynes. Maddie Beck will launch it. I don't know if she got it off. Shot no good anyway. So, a furious run there from Northwestern Ohio to close that third quarter. They trailed at 61-49 at one point. It's a 14-2 run to close the third quarter, and it was Jada Haynes nailing a couple of threes down the stretch, and then that 4-point play as she was fouled in the right corner and then took the fall, buries the free throw to convert. She now leads all scorers for Northwestern Ohio with 23 points. But like I had mentioned earlier, or just a few moments ago, something to watch for Northwestern Ohio. Jada Haynes has 4 fouls. Taya Bell has 4 fouls. Tori Leonards has 4 fouls. And Kim McGee has 3 fouls. On the Rochester side, they don't have anybody with more than 2, so they're in good shape from that perspective. But right now, they just blew what was a 12-point lead. It just built up their largest lead of the game. But Northwestern Ohio, obviously no quitting them. And Jada Haynes, the native of Akron, Ohio, went to the same high school as LeBron James. She took over in that third quarter. She has 23 points through 3 quarters. And we are tied. It should be a fun fourth quarter here from Garth Pleasant Arena, 63-63. It's a cliche, but it certainly has been a game of runs here today. Rochester has led it by 11. They've led it by 12. Largest lead for Northwestern Ohio was a 36-31 lead that came close to the end of the second quarter. And now we enter this fourth quarter with really a brand new basketball game as we're deadlocked at 63. And Jada Haynes has caught fire As we have 10 minutes on the board. And for Northwestern Ohio, they are trying to move into a 7th place tie with the Warriors in the WAC conference. That's shot from Devin Velko. That one's off. So here comes Aaron Scott pushing it up ahead. Northwestern Ohio with an opportunity to take what would be just their second lead of the game. Scott went up with it. We're going to get a held ball. The possession arrow favors Northwestern Ohio. That'll be Scott to inbound. She gets it into Jada Haynes. Haynes with Butler on her, and then we are going to get a foul called on Shemaya Butler. So for Shemaya Butler, that will be her third. First team foul in the fourth quarter for either team. Here's Lennertz. She hands off to Aaron Scott. So Aaron Scott will control. 63 all. Just over 30 seconds gone by. Lennertz for three in the lead. Buries it. Tori Lennertz with 13 points. And the Racers have a 66-63 lead. Velko bounces it, and that one out of the reach of Tobel. It's a Rochester turnover. Here comes Scott. Scott was looking for a trailing Taya Bell, but Rochester did a nice job defensively in transition. Lennertz, another three. That one rims out. Tobel has the rebound. Tobel pushing it quickly up ahead. Over to Maddie Beck. Beck the reverse lay-in off the high glass, no. Battling for it along the baseline. It comes back to Maddie Beck. Velko for three in the tie. That one was about a quarter of the way down and it came out. Beck had the rebound, took a hard hit along the sideline, and Velko buries the triple. So Maddie Beck certainly earned that assist. And how about Devin Velko? She now has 25. A big made three there. Wichner wanted the foul call over there after Maddie Beck took a hard foul. But Velko buries the three, and we are tied again here at 66. This broadcast is brought to you by Chief Financial Credit Union, the official credit union of Rochester University and home of the 2% cashback rewards free checking account. Open your rewards checking today with no minimum balance and show your Warrior pride with the RU debit card. Chief Financial Credit Union, more than money. Chief Financial Credit Union is federally insured by NCUA. So 8:31 to play here in the basketball game. 66-66 is your score in this fourth quarter. A pair of made threes, one from Tori Lennertz to give the Racers a 3-point lead. And then just a moment ago, Devin Velko buried a three to tie this game. She has 25 here today. And then on the Northwestern Ohio side, Jada Haynes with 23. She's 7 of 10 from the field, 6 of 7 from deep. She is playing with 4 fouls. She remains out on the floor. 66-66, your score. Here's Scott. Gets it across midcourt to McGee. McGee kept that pivot foot. Scott controls now. Aaron Scott guarded by Devin Velko. Scott over to Lennertz, and we are going to get a foul away from the ball, and it, I believe, is going to be on McGee for a moving screen. And it is on Kim McGee. Her fourth. So Northwestern Ohio now has 4 players playing with 4 fouls. Still over 8 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. 1-3-1 look from Northwestern Ohio. Velko over to Shemaya Butler. Butler, overhead pass to Beck. Beck, one-touch pass to Bowles inside, but they're going to say that she traveled. So it will go back over to the Racers here after Bowles walked with it. Bell. Been about 3/4 court pressure all game long for Rochester. Aaron Scott has done a nice job handling it. McKee hands off to Taya Bell. Bell had it swiped by Maddie Beck, and we are going to get a held ball. Possession arrow favors Rochester. So Maddie Beck has 8 points. She's been active defensively. She's been active on the glass. A good game here for her tonight as Velko will inbound. Delaney Bowles comes to the bench. Brooke Fielder goes back into the game. Here's Velko. Velko going to be doubled near midcourt. Devin Velko got it to Butler, and then Butler threw it behind Maddie Beck. Beck was going toward the basket. Shemaya Butler was just trying to get rid of it. They weren't on the same page, and we get another turnover here for Rochester. 7:20 remaining fourth quarter. Here's Bell. Haynes bounces it to Leonards. She has Fielder on her. She's going to back down Fielder and use that shoulder to create some separation. And I thought for a moment that may have been the last that we were going to see of Tori Leonards here today, but they're going to get Fielder for the foul. And for Brooke Fielder, that is her third. It's the second team foul on the Warriors here in the fourth quarter. First free throw up from Leonards is off the mark. Shea Kaiser coming to the scorer's table for Rochester. We remain deadlocked at 66. Free throw from Leonards. That one off back iron. Rebounded by McGee. Up with it. Shot off the mark. Fielder has it as she moves it ahead now. Over to Devin Velko. Velko going baseline. Velko up with it off glass and in. Devin Velko now with 27 points for Rochester. They regain the lead at 68-66. Scott crossing midcourt, and we are going to get a foul called on Maddie Beck. So fourth team foul. Maddie Beck will come out for Shea Kaiser. That is the third foul on Beck. So 6:50 to go. It'll be Taya Bell to inbound here for Northwestern Ohio. Black jerseys, maroon numbers with the white trim. Leonards for three, and she missed everything. Haynes has it on the catch underneath, and then she'll draw the foul. A deep three attempt there from Tori Leonards, as now she is talking to her head coach, John McGinty. So the foul was on Shea Kaiser. And so for Kaiser, that's her third. So here's Haynes at the line. First free throw's up, and that is good. Jada Haynes now with 24 points. She is 4 of 4 from the stripe. This one would be to tie the game once again, and it's going to rim out. Left it short. Here's Tobel. Tobel brings it across midcourt, over to Kaiser. Back. Velko now to Kaiser. Rochester moving it around the arc. Tobel found some space inside. Pulls up. That's too easy for her. She immediately recognized that she had some space. She took that jumper. That's a good spot for her on the floor. And the Rochester lead is back up to 3. Shemaya Butler nearly had that steal. Here's Bell. A little over 6 minutes to go here. Fourth quarter. Kim McGee, that one blocked by Devin Velko. Goes out of bounds. It will stay with Northwestern Ohio. So it'll be Scott to inbound. Lobbed into Leonards. She has Butler on her. Tori Leonards puts it on the floor. Spin move. And the shot no good. Rebound, and we are going to get a held ball, and the arrow will favor Northwestern Ohio. Under 6 minutes to go, fourth quarter. Scott to inbound. Bounces it into Kim McGee. McGee got Brooke Fielder off her, but she used her off arm to extend, and it will be an offensive foul, and that will do it for Kim McGee. So Northwestern Ohio had been playing with 4 players with 4 fouls for a number of minutes, really for the entirety of this fourth quarter, and we get our first player to foul out. That'll be McGee. Checking in will be Shelby Moorhead for the Racers. So a much smaller look now for Northwestern Ohio. They trail it by 3 after that foul was called against McGee. So McGee will finish with 4 points, just 1 of 6 from the field. She did have 10 rebounds, but her day is done. Velko over to Tobel. Tobel with Leonards on her. Tobel, that one intercepted by Jada Haynes. Haynes in the open court. Butler gets back. Haynes up with it. It's blocked by Shemaya Butler. And then she has words for Jada Haynes. And now Jada Haynes is coming to the bench. Or no, excuse me, she was covering her mouth. Thought she may have been hit on the block, but she takes her spot in the corner as it's Scott, Haynes, Moorhead, Leonards, and Taya Bell on the floor for Northwestern Ohio. Butler guarding Leonards. Handoff to Scott. Just over 5.5 to go, fourth quarter. Scott calls out the play. Scott handoff to Moorhead. Moorhead, Kaiser playing good defense on her. Bell against Tobel. We are going to get a timeout called by head coach John McGinty. So 70-67 is your score here from Garth Pleasant Arena. I'm David Hughes joining you here today as both of these teams near each other in the WAC standings, as it is a full timeout. Rochester had led this game by as many as 12 points. As you get a look at the Rochester bench, head coach Brent Wichner going over things with his team as 5:21, still just a 3-point game. But a moment ago, Kim McGee fouling out. She picked up her fifth. Jada Haynes still out there playing with 4, as are Taya Bell and Tori Leonards. So Kim McGee, the first player to foul out. And then on the other side, Maddie Beck has 3 fouls. Shemaya Butler has 3. Brooke Fielder has 3. And Shay Kaiser has 3. So nothing that is urgent quite yet for Rochester, but something to watch. But the foul trouble certainly on the side of Northwestern Ohio right now. Jada Haynes leading all scores on her team with 24. Devin Velko leading all scores in the game with 27 points. As Rochester leading it by 3, 5:21 remaining. Here, Lexi Tobel, she has 12 points in the game. Shemaya Butler has 8, and then Delaney Bowles with 10. It's been a high-scoring game. Things have slowed down here a little bit in the fourth. It was tied at 63 coming in to this fourth quarter. Northwestern Ohio has scored just 4 in this fourth quarter, and then Rochester with 7. So they lead it by 3 as the timeout has concluded. Foul situation team-wise, Rochester has 4, so the next one they commit, the Racers will be headed to the line as Jada Haynes was doubled over for a second. She appears to be okay. So it'll be Aaron Scott to inbound. 5:20 remaining. Haynes on the way. She blows by, goes to the basket, but had it blocked by Brooke Fielder. And will go out of bounds off of Haynes and back over to Rochester. 5 in the game for Rochester. Kaiser, Velko, Butler, Tobel, and Fielder. Velko crosses midcourt. Over to Kaiser. That one deflected. Comes back to Tobel. Tobel goes baseline. Pull-up jumper. That one falls out. And we are going to get a foul on the floor. We'll wait to see who this one is on. And the foul is on Aaron Scott. So that's one player for the Racers that can afford to pick up a foul. It's just her second. Thrown into Devin Velko. Velko 3 in the face of Aaron Scott, and she buries it. Devin Velko now with 30 points. A big 3 there, I believe. 70. It's a long 2. 72-67. So Velko is actually at 29 points. Scott back out to Taya Bell. Bell with Kaiser on her. Bell puts it on the floor. Blocked by Butler at the rim. Another block for Shemaya Butler. Kaiser crosses midcourt. Warriors with a 5-point lead. In position right now to create some distance between themselves and the Racers. Northwestern Ohio, they've battled all game long. Got this thing tied, headed into the fourth quarter. But they have been running with the same 5 or the same core group of players for a lot of this game. That one knocked away, though, by Jada Haynes. Haynes lost her footing. Back up with it. Chloe Andrew will pick up. Over to Scott. They got to get it across. They do. Aaron Scott. Just a 5-point deficit. Andrew, an open 3. Left wing, buries it. Huge triple from Chloe Andrew. Just when you think Northwestern Ohio may be about to disappear in this one, they hit a big shot. That time, it was the freshman from England, Chloe Andrew. So Alyssa Murray will check into the game. We'll see who she's coming in for. And it will be Taya Bell. So it'll be Lexi Tobel to inbound here for Rochester. They lead it by 2. 3:39 to go, fourth quarter. And next, Taylor Washington will come into the game for Chloe Andrews. Some defensive substitutions for John McGinty. Tobel throws it in. 3 for Velko. She got it. A huge triple from Devin Velko. That one's good for 3. She's now over 30 with 32 points today. Rochester lead back up to 5. Scott. Screen from Murray. Now over to Leonards. Lobbed inside for Murray. Murray kicks back out to Aaron Scott. Corner. Haynes for 3. It would be her 7th. Too strong. Tobel. Crosses midcourt. Tobel. Washington hounding her. Now thrown inside to Devin Velko. She is going to be fouled, and I think it's going to be on Leonards. And it's on Alyssa Murray. Both Murray and Tori Leonards were in the area, but they call it on Alyssa Murray. She will come out. Taya Bell comes back in, as does Chloe Andrew. It's Alyssa Murray and Taylor Washington going out for the Racers. First free throw up from Velko. That one will fall out. Looked like it was about halfway down. Was going to roll in. It does not. One more free throw here for Devin Velko. She has 32 points today. That one good. Velko now with 33. Rochester back up 6. 76-70. Under 3 to go. Rochester looking to complete what would be a nice bounce-back win after Wednesday night. They've had to withstand some hot shooting from Northwestern Ohio, and then we are going to get a foul. That one, I believe, is on Shemaya Butler. It's on Shea Kaiser away from the basketball. So it looks like Shelby Moorhead and Taylor Washington coming back into the game. Chloe Andrew and Taya Bell go out. So it'll be Tori Leonard shooting 2 free throws. Maddie Beck comes into the game for Shea Kaiser, who just picked up her 4th foul. First free throw up from Leonards, and that one is good. So Tori Leonards now with 14 points, just 5 of 16 from the field, though, and she's 2 of 9 from deep. So it'd be a big second free throw, though, to cut it to 4 for the Racers. That one is up and good. So 15 points now for Leonards. Taya Bell is going to check back in. She'll come in for Tori Leonards. And then for Leonards, that's presumably to avoid her picking up her 5th foul on defense. 76-72. Rochester, that one, they do a nice job getting it across, and we are going to get a foul, and that one will be called on Shelby Moorhead. That is the 5th team foul, so we will have free throws. Taylor Washington coming out of the game, as is Shelby Moorhead. In go Chloe Andrew and Tori Leonards. 2 free throws coming here for Lexi Tobel. Both teams in the bonus now. Of course, in the women's game, we don't shoot 1 and 1. It's 2 shots once you hit that 5th foul in a quarter. Free throw up from Tobel. That one good. So Lexi Tobel now with 13 points. Tobel averaging just under 16 a game on the year. Second free throw up. That one good. So a pair of big makes there for Tobel. The Warriors lead it by 6. Scott over to Bell. Guarded by Butler. Leonards was calling for it against Fielder. Haynes, a deep 3, and she missed everything. So Jada Haynes, who has 6 made 3s in the game, she's airballed her last 2. And Washington and Moorhead again check back in for defensive purposes. Out go Chloe Andrew and Tori Leonards. And now we are going to get a timeout called with 2:22 remaining here in the 4th quarter. It is just a 30-second timeout. So 78-72 is your score. Rochester leading it by 6. And the story in this game for Rochester, Devin Valco rebounding from that game on Wednesday night in which she had just 7 points, was 2 of 7 from the field today, it's been a much different story. She has 33 points, 9 of 16, and 6 of 13 from deep, and she's also been able to work it into the basket as she is 9 of 10 from the line and 8 rebounds. So Devin Valco, she's capable of this type of game every time that she steps out onto the floor, and she has carried things here today for the Warriors. Still a lot of time in this game, though. Tobel, and that one behind Fielder. It's going to be a quick turnover. That's exactly what Rochester needed. And immediately, in come Chloe Andrew and Tori Leonards. So essentially line changes that are going on here with Taylor Washington and Shelby Moorhead and Chloe Andrew and Tori Leonards. And actually, Chloe Andrew is going to come right back out. So it's Alyssa Murray in the game, along with Taya Bell, Aaron Scott, Tori Leonards, and Jada Haynes. Leonards gets a screen from Murray. Leonards was looking for Murray to roll off of it. She didn't. Haynes controls, hands off to Scott. Coming up on the 2-minute mark, and it's going to roll out of bounds. Taya Bell cannot handle that pass. Big turnover there. Taylor Washington and Moorhead will go back into the game. Out goes Tori Leonards, who's going to come with her. They have 6 players on the floor right now, and it'll be Alyssa Murray. 78-72. Two-three zone look here for Northwestern Ohio. Velko into Tobel. Tobel top of the key, puts it on the floor. To the rim, laying is up and good. A big bucket for Lexi Tobel. That makes it an 8-point game. And now thought we were going to get a timeout called by John McGinty, and we do. So 1:42 to go. Rochester now with an 80-72 lead. And you can sense that they may be able to breathe a sigh of relief here as Northwestern Ohio has done a great job making this a game. But Rochester outscoring them by 8 so far in this fourth quarter. This broadcast is brought to you by Chief Financial Credit Union. Home ownership is one of the biggest decisions you will make. Let Chief Financial Credit Union take the anxiety out of the mortgage process. From pre-approval to getting qualified and through closing, they will be with you every step of the way. Chief Financial takes the time to discuss your personal profile and determine which lending program is right for your needs. Discover a different mortgage experience at your hometown credit union, Chief Financial Credit Union. So the teams step back onto the floor here with 1:42 remaining. 80-72. Just 9 points in this fourth quarter so far for Northwestern Ohio, and then Lexi Tobel picks the pocket of Aaron Scott. She goes all the way and lays it up and in. And that may be the dagger there officially. 82-72 now, and under a minute and a half to go. Lexi Tobel with 4 straight points, and that a big one. As she tried to go for it again against Scott, couldn't do it. Aaron Scott over to Leonards. Leonards for 3, through. Tori Leonards gets the triple. She now has 18, and that keeps it mildly interesting for just a bit longer, as now we are going to get a whistle and a foul called. And it's on number 3, Chloe Andrew. So it's her first, and it'll be Brooke Fielder going to the line here. So Fielder, a 61.8% free throw shooter. A pair of big free throws coming here. Fielder, who had 17 points on Wednesday night, just 2 points tonight, and that first free throw rims out. 1:05 to go. One more free throw coming for Fielder. Second one up. That one left short. Taya Bell nearly had the rebound. It'll go out of bounds off of Shemaya Butler, though. And it will be Northwestern Ohio basketball. So they trail it by just 7. Time not on their side, but they get a pair of big missed free throws there. 82-75. Leonards with Fielder on her. Hand off to Bell. Bell a deep 3. That one no good. Aaron Scott has the rebound underneath. Up with it off glass and in. Aaron Scott now with 9 points. And we are going to get a whistle as McGinty wants to substitute Moorhead and Washington. They will come in And now the official will come to the scores table. So we have 52 seconds on the clock. Alyssa Murray looks like she's going to come in. She'll come in for Taya Bell, who's playing with 4 fouls. And credit Jada Haynes, Taya Bell, and Tori Leonards. They have played with 4 fouls for the entirety of the fourth quarter. McGinty really had no choice. They were trailing by double digits late in that third quarter, but playing those girls with 4 fouls, they've been able to avoid picking up that 5th and have been able to make this a really good basketball game. Back over to Velko. Full court pressure right now for the Racers. They get it into across, though, to Tobel. 40 seconds to go, and they're going to have to foul Tobel, and we're going to get a timeout called by Brent Wichner. So 38 seconds remaining in the basketball game, 16 on the shot clock, and they've let 14 seconds go by, have the Northwestern Ohio Racers. So you have to be thinking if a steal doesn't come on the inbound, then we'll get almost an immediate foul. Looks like Delaney Bowles is going to be coming back into the game for Rochester. It is just a 30-second timeout. Rochester leading at 82-77. Have a doubleheader here today from Garth Pleasant Arena, as right after this one, the Rochester men's team gets set to take on the Northwestern Ohio men's team. And for the Rochester men's team, they're looking to bounce back from what was a devastating loss on Wednesday night. DeMarco Dickerson of Siena Heights burying that 3 to give Siena Heights the lead and eventually the 70-75 win. So that snapped a 6-game winning streak for them. They'll be looking to bounce back today. But first, 38 seconds here, just a 5-point game. Bowles gets it into Velko, and she'll be immediately fouled by Leonards, and that'll do it for Tori Leonards. So Leonards played for a long time with that 5th foul, but that'll do it. Her day is done. She finishes with 18 points, 2 rebounds and 3 assists. So Velko has 2 free throws coming. Looks like Brooke Fielder is going to check back into the game for Rochester. She'll come in for Delaney Bowles. So Velko, a near 80% free throw shooter. Make 2 here, and it's a 3-possession game. First free throw up and good. So Devin Velko now with 34 points. Second one is up. That one good. Devin Velko, the senior out of Marysville High School. What a performance here today. 35, and they needed every last bit of them to get what looks like it's going to be a huge win here at home. Scott palmed it. No question there. It'll be a turnover. Rochester will get the ball up 7. And I think McGinty will elect a foul to keep this one going. Taylor Washington will come into the game. Out goes Aaron Scott. Delaney Bowles will come in for Fielder for free throw shooting purposes, as does Shea Kaiser for Shemaya Butler. So it'll be back to inbound. 24.5 remaining. Rochester with a 7-point lead, and it's taken away by Haynes, but then she went out of bounds. Just 0.2 run off the clock there. And now here's Maddie Beck to attempt the inbound once again. And that one thrown into Lexi Tobel, and Lexi Tobel's fouled immediately by Taya Bell. So for Taya Bell, her day will be done. And like Tori Leonards just before her, she did a nice job playing in this game for a long time with 4 fouls. Fielder and Shemaya Butler will check back into the game for Rochester. Out go Delaney Bowles and Shea Kaiser. So here's Tobel at the line. Tobel, a near 90% free throw shooter at 88.5. So about as automatic as you can get at this level. First free throw was up and good. 19 now for Lexi Tobel. She's 5 of 5 at the line, and 6 assists to go along with that. One more free throw coming. The lead is 8. Second free throw is up, and it is good. So Lexi Tobel has 20. A nice compliment to the 35 from Devin Velko. The lead is 9, 22.3 remaining. Under 20 seconds to go now. Shot clock turned off. Rania Orpo in the game. Back over. Here's Haynes for 3. That one through. So a fitting end for Jada Haynes. She hit 7 threes in the game. And it's now still just a 6-point game, but we are going to get a foul and more free throws with 6.6 to go. So Velko will head to the line, and she'll have an opportunity to pad that point total a little bit. The foul was on Rania Orpo, native of Finland. So here's Velko shooting 2. As this one is about to conclude. So for Rochester, they will move to 7-14 on the season, 5-6 in the WAC. A big win to maintain that distance between themselves and Northwestern Ohio in the WAC. First free throw for Devin Velko was up and good. She has 36 points. For Northwestern Ohio, they'll fall to 6-14, 3-8 in the WAC, and then they will head to Lawrence Tech on Wednesday night. As for Rochester, they will be at Indiana Tech on Wednesday night. So 88-80, more substitutions as number 33, Katie Simpson, checks into the game for the first time today. Here's Chloe Andrew. 5 seconds to go. Simpson with it. And they will not get a shot off, and that will do it. So the Rochester University Warriors, paced by 37 points from Devin Velko, they get a huge win today here at home to move to 5-6 in the WAC. A nice bounce back after that loss on Wednesday night to Siena Heights. So that is it from Garth Pleasant Arena. Once again, your final score, Rochester University 88, the University of Northwestern Ohio 80. I am David Hughes. Thank you for watching this broadcast brought to you by the Rochester Sports Network.